So my final stop this evening was at Wetherspoons in Clacton, and I came upon some people, a mixed bag of people really. A man who is a self-proclaimed communist, possibly the only one in Clacton, sitting with a man who always voted for Nigel, and we had a very jovial conversation because they both were Prince fans, and identified me by my dental records, or t-shirt in this case. And the communist actually was very keen on what I had to say, but he was 86 and he said that he hadn't got any hair anymore, and he was asking me how I'd got some. I said, well, I have to stitch it back in every day. But the other fella, and he had his wife with him, the other fella, he was very committed to Nigel, but couldn't explain why. But he liked the gusto. That was it, the gusto of Nigel. But none of his policies, because there aren't any. His wife looked at him in a bemused fashion as he explained his love for Nigel, and I didn't contradict them, and I didn't even get the video camera out because they weren't going to go on the record of saying anything useful. And I had clocked off at 6 o'clock. I thought, no, this is the end. But they were interesting, and we had a lovely conversation about Prince, frankly, which was worth every part of the day, really. But yeah, he's going to carry on voting for Nigel, even though he has no clue. And when I brought Brexit up, that's a disaster. It's a disaster, he said. But he doesn't blame Nigel for it, of course. He didn't say it was because he had the wrong one. They sometimes say that. But it certainly wasn't Nigel's fault. And that's an interesting dichotomy, because one could say that Nigel and Boris caused Brexit between them, and a few other little people thrown in between. But nonetheless, it was a Nigel and Boris collaboration that caused Brexit in some ways. But no, he wouldn't hear a word against it. And I was tired, so I didn't even try to. But it was a pleasant conversation and an end to the day, alongside some Irishman who was a traveller, who was telling his mum that he'd got guns and was going to kill his nephew if he hurt their son or something. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, strange things happen in Clacton. Yeah, so I had a long conversation with this traveller's mum, and then he came in and started smashing the table about, and my drink, I had to move because I thought I'm going to lose my drink in a moment. But a more cordial conversation with the Prince fan and his communist friend. It's all good, and it's all good. Anyway, I still haven't found many people that are making plans for Nigel to vote for him. In other words, not many at all. Even less for Binface. They didn't even know about Binface. That's the strange thing. They had never heard of him.